The Golden State Warriors find themselves in a moment unlike anything they've faced in recent years. While other NBA teams unveil new signings, shuffle their rosters, and make bold announcements to ignite their fan bases, the Bay Area has stayed completely quiet. No flashy press conferences. No blockbuster trades. No hints of a shakeup. But if you think that silence means nothing is happening, you're mistaken. Behind closed doors, there's a storm brewing, a story with the power to reshape the entire future of this franchise. And at the center of it all is one name, Jonathan Kuminga. Stick with me until the end of this video because we're diving deep into every layer of this situation, the stalled negotiations, the ambitious contract demands, the trade rumors involving the Chicago Bulls, and what all of this could mean for Stephen Curry's chase for another championship. Before we begin, make sure to hit that subscribe button, drop a like, and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next update. The days ahead could decide the direction of the Warriors for years to come. It all starts with Kuminga's restricted free agency, and his refusal to sign under the current terms. Golden State placed a significant offer on the table, 2 years, $45 million. For most young players, that's a life-changing deal. But Kuminga said no. Reports from ESPN and Clutch Points confirm he's aiming for something far bigger, around $30 million per season. That's not just a higher number. It's a declaration. A statement that he sees himself not as a rotation piece, but as a foundational player. And maybe, deep down, he's unsure if the Warriors are the place where he can fully become that star. When a young talent pushes this hard in negotiations, the pressure lands squarely on the front office. They can either meet his asking price, committing a large slice of their payroll to him, or they can start making calls, looking for a trade that might better align with their goal of maximizing Curry's remaining championship window. And that's when the Chicago Bulls entered the conversation. Strangely enough, both franchises face similar dilemmas. The Warriors have Kuminga's situation. The Bulls have Josh Giddey, another restricted free agent whose contract situation has dragged on deep into the offseason. The whispers have been growing louder, a potential blockbuster swap. According to reports, the framework looks like this: Golden State would receive Josh Giddey, Nikola Vucevic, Ayo Dosunmu, and a 2028 first-round pick. In return, Chicago would get Jonathan Kuminga and Moses Moody. On paper, it checks boxes for both teams. But it's not that simple. To make the salaries work, Golden State would likely need to move Buddy Hield as well, a shooter they haven't even had the chance to see next to Curry and Klay Thompson. That's another layer of risk. Still, let's break down why this trade is so intriguing. For Golden State, the headliner is Giddey. At only 21 years old, he's already proven himself as an elite playmaker with vision beyond his years. Last season, he made noticeable strides as a shooter, finishing the year at 37.8% from three, and an even more impressive 45.7% after the All-Star break. That's not random hot streak territory. That's genuine improvement. Imagine Giddey running the offense while Curry moves without the ball, a nightmare scenario for defenses. Add in Draymond Green's passing, and suddenly the Warriors could reinvent their offense in a way we haven't seen since Andre Iguodala's prime. Then there's Vucevic, a skilled big man who would instantly become the Warriors' most polished interior scorer in years. He's not an elite rim protector, and yes, that's a concern. But he's a steady rebounder and can stretch the floor from the 5 spot, pulling opposing centers away from the paint and opening driving lanes. Ayo Dosunmu adds defensive flexibility, someone who can take on the toughest assignments on the perimeter, freeing Curry and Thompson to focus on offense. And the 2028 first-round pick? That's a future asset that keeps options open. The Warriors could use it in the draft or flip it in a future trade. From the Bulls' side, the motivation is clear. Kuminga's athleticism, length, and flashes of dominance, especially in high-pressure playoff moments, make him one of the most intriguing young wings in the league. In the right system, with the freedom to grow, he could become a star. Moody is another plus, a steady shooter with a high basketball IQ who can contribute immediately. Adding both could help Chicago avoid a total rebuild while still getting younger and more athletic. The risk? It's there for both teams. What if Giddey's shooting falls back to his earlier, inconsistent numbers? What if Vucevic's defense becomes a liability in the playoffs? On the flip side, what if Kuminga never makes the leap to stardom, or Moody tops out as a role player? And from Chicago's perspective, are they really ready to let go of a 21-year-old playmaker with Giddey's upside? But here's the real heart of this conversation for Golden State. This is about Stephen Curry's timeline. He's 37 now. Still elite. Still capable of carrying a team. But everyone knows that the window is closing. Every move from here has to be judged by one question: does this make it more likely that Curry wins another ring? Giddey brings youth, but more importantly, he brings a skill set that perfectly complements Curry's. He can run the offense, create shots for others, and let Steph focus on what he does best, breaking defenses without the ball. The idea of a Curry, Giddey, Thompson perimeter trio, with Draymond organizing the defense and Vucevic controlling the paint, makes basketball sense. But it's also a shift away from the small ball identity that defined the dynasty years. Meanwhile, the Bulls are stuck in the NBA's most dangerous territory, the middle. Not bad enough to rebuild, not good enough to contend. Adding Kuminga could give them a rare two-way wing to build around, possibly prompting them to retool around a younger core. And this is where the drama hits its peak. This isn't just about fixing two contract disputes. This trade could redefine the identity of both franchises. Golden State would be signaling that they're willing to move on from a rising star for the sake of fit and immediate contention. Chicago would be betting on raw potential over established production. Nothing is official yet. The discussions continue. Time is running out on the offseason. The Warriors' silence isn't hesitation, it's strategy. Every move must align perfectly because one wrong step could close the championship window for good. One right step could open the door to one last parade through San Francisco. So, it all comes down to risk tolerance. For Golden State, is Jonathan Kuminga the future of this franchise, or is the future now? For Chicago, is Josh Giddey the centerpiece they want to build around, or just another talented young guard in a league full of them? These are the choices that define eras. The kind of decisions fans talk about decades later. One thing is certain, when the Warriors finally make their move this offseason, it won't be small. It can't be. The weight of Curry's legacy, the fate of the franchise, and the hopes of millions of fans are hanging in the balance. And in the NBA, where championship windows can slam shut overnight, Golden State knows they can't let this one close without a fight. So stay locked in, because the moment that deal is made, the entire league could feel the impact. If this trade happens, we may look back years from now and say, that was the day the Warriors rewrote their story. Until then, we wait. And sometimes, the silence before the storm is the loudest sound of all.